For you Longstreet men, I want to offer you the opportunity to execute Longstreet's plan. First, we have to keep clear in our minds exactly what Longstreet's plan was. Reading his report of July 27, 1863, and then adding to our knowledge his first public writing, which occurred in the Philadelphia Times sometime around 1876. In his first article, he makes reference to a letter he claims he sent his uncle 3 days before he filed his report, which says one thing. And then we have, in conjunction with his report, which is speaking about the concept of his moving his corps, as opposed to Lee's army, quote, around the hill, unquote, we have to connect to that what he tells us in his second article. Then we have to distinguish that line of thought from what may have been simply a error that Longstreet introduced into the text of his writing when he talks about moving around Meade's right as opposed to moving around Meade's left. Not knowing whether in fact that is an error, I consider both issues as we proceed. Now, even you die-hard Longstreet men can see the gross impracticality if you're standing in General Lee's shoes of adopting Longstreet's supposed plan. That is, if we're going to go around, quote, Meade's right, unquote. Because we have a line of troops stretching some 20 miles back to Pickett's division at Chambersburg, all on one road between Chambersburg and Gettysburg, with the exception of Early and Rhodes and Johnson, which are in the fields north of Gettysburg. Now, there's only one place we can head for in making this movement around Meade's right, and that's to go to a place called Bonatown. And when we do that, you can see we're going to go into the teeth of the main body of Meade's army, which is advancing northward from the Mason-Dixon line. Just not a reality. So let's give Longstreet a break and simply indicate that his editor did a poor job at making sure he had the right distinguishing from the left. So we're looking at the map. We know where the various elements of our army are located the night of the 1st. Are we going to begin marching during the night? What's our destination? We must calculate time, distance, and numbers in relation to the available road net. So some of these troops must use the mountain roads that lead south from the road between Chambersburg and Cashtown through the South Mountain toward Fairfield, and from Fairfield either move toward Moritz Tavern or move toward Emmitsburg. If we move toward Moritz Tavern, presumably we're going to continue to move to the southeast toward two taverns, toward Taneytown, toward Uniontown, toward the Pipe Creek line, directly into the teeth of the oncoming corps of Meade's army. Or from Fairfield and from Gettysburg, we're going to move south toward Emmitsburg on our way toward Frederick. Now, all of us can agree, can't we, in this hypothetical situation we're dealing with, as opposed to the reality. It's nighttime, there are mountain roads involved. These roads are dirt roads, they're narrow dirt wagon roads. Not only are we going to move about 75,000 men, but we have to move 10,000 animals or more, plus 3,000 or more wagons, all of which are loaded with our supplies, our ammunition, and of course we have our artillery, carriages, caissons, and ammunition wagons to move. So it's your choice, gentlemen.